Hey, this episode is brought to you by Tim Hortons, and if you feel something exciting in the air, that's because roll-up season is officially back, baby. Let's go.
We deserve it.
Our voices aren't there, but our excitement is. Now, Jesse, you can actually roll up on the cup, and you're going to roll up through the Tim's app right now.
Yeah, because I ordered ahead on the Tim's app. I get like triple the amount of rolls, so I'm going to hit one of my rolls I have. And we're going to roll. Oh, I got to answer the skill testing question.
All right. Does Jesse have
4
skill?
lampposts.
How about
4 lampposts.
Are you actually going to make us do math?
8 times 2
That's 16.
divided by 4.
4.
So you're dividing 16 by 4? Yeah, 4.
Add 8.
12.
12.
Subtract 6.
12. 6.
I'm going to select 6. Submit roll. Oh my gosh. Okay. It was the correct answer. All right. You want to do the honors, Steve?
No,
I thought you won something.
Okay. Do the roll for me. Do the roll for me.
Do the roll.
Do the roll.
Oh.
Roll it, Steve. No, you can swipe it. You can actually do
I didn't
the roll.
know that.
All right.
Oh, I got to please play again. That was
Okay.
a mess.
Wow. Well, listen, you can also still play on the cup while supplies last, but also don't forget the Tim's app, as Jesse and unfortunately Steve, no, I'm kidding, just pointed out, more chances to win with Tim Hortons. Roll-up season is only until March 22nd, so don't wait till it's over to realize you forgot to play. Roll up to win, only at Tim's. Let's start the show.
SDP, the Steve Dangle Podcast, with your hosts, Steve Dangle, Adam Wilde, and Jesse Blake.
I bet you're wondering what kind of mood we're in. I bet there's a lot of Americans going in like, yeah, do the sad dance, Canadian boys. Do the sad dance.
My God. Moisturizer sales skyrocketed in people whose personality is just spite.
Hey, Jesse, can we bring this up? Can we just bring this up, this first one? This is, the last year, especially, I mean, I'm going to include a couple of Toronto events in there, but one of them was a national Toronto event. Because there's been a couple of things that have just been right there. It's right there.
Oh.
Okay, now first off, we'll start with Game 7 in Toronto. Before the game started, it sure felt like it was right there. And I'm talking about Leafs and Panthers. It didn't ultimately end up being right there. 6-1. Then
You're getting really good at that, by the way.
Jesse, well, because I lost my voice. I had to do something.
The fart sound. No, it's really good.
Jesse will know this better than anyone. World Series. It was right there. The ball getting wedged under the padding. IKF's weird run to home. It was right there. And then we got this. It was right there 2 times. Well, that's just the one time. That's the Taze time. But there was also the McKinnon time. And it was right there.
So
The McKinnon one's so much worse.
yes.
You think so?
There's the one Americans are going to remember, and there's the one Canadians are going to remember.
Yeah.
Americans are going to remember this one. An American did something.
Crazy save.
It's an unbelievable save. Welcome to the Paddle Save Emporium, Connor Hellebuck. The one Canadians are going to remember. Can I tell my story?
Sure.
Last night I'm at Beer League, and I'm bad. I had a good night, though. My line mate takes a shot. They miss wide. Goes off the end boards, and wouldn't you know it, right on my tape.
Oh,
Perfect triangle. Bink, bink. If I tried to do this in warm-up, I couldn't do it. I airmailed it. I sent
wow,
it.
so you couldn't do it in the game either.
I sent it over the... Yeah, I guess you're right.
Maybe you should have tried it in warm.
I sent it over the damn net.
Oh, wide open too.
And wide open.
Oh,
And after slamming my stick, I go back to the bench, and the entire bench screams at me, McKinnon! This dude better pray he wins the Stanley Cup this year, because it is going to take him years to escape that. Look at that. Look at that.
that's pain.
Look, that's pain. And I know it's Nathan McKinnon, and
He should have scored.
damn, isn't that the way to look at it, Adam?
Should have scored. Put it home.
Like,
Put it home.
what I was going to say is, well, he usually would. Well, he didn't, did he? And that's why you're there at the Olympics.
And
is
for
to
anybody
execute.
who wants him to take more time on that play,
No.
fun fact, he did. If you watch the full replay of the thing, he gathers it, he sets it, and then he takes the shot. He couldn't have taken more time there. He didn't try and one-time it off the pass. It's a miss I have no explanation for.
Let me try. I think aura is a factor here. He has a wide open net to shoot at, and he's like, no, I still have to place this perfectly because it's Connor Hellebuck, and he might fly over and stop it.
Yeah.
Shoot it at the net!
Yeah.
Shoot it at the yawning cage. That's the only... Well, there are two explanations. One is that's what he was trying to do. Two, he just missed.
You just missed.
He just missed.
Sometimes in life, you miss.
Sometimes in life, you miss. We won our game.
You guys did.
That
What's the
helped.
final score?
5-4. We scored with 32 seconds left.
Where do you sit in league points?
We're like, I don't know, third or fourth out of 6.
You personally, too. Where do you?
Are
you ahead of that guy who listens to the show?
I don't know how many points he has. Last night I got my. Last night was the final night of the regular season, and I got my 8th point. So I missed a lot of time.
Wow.
He's got to have more than that.
Yeah, I certainly hope so.
I was expecting more.
We got to have that guy right in again.
Yeah. 4-4.
You might have really sparked his pro hockey career.
I hope I did.
Might go on to
summer.
do
I'm on
great
your ass. I hope he's part of the summer league.
So
I'm playing.
I got to ask you guys a human being question, just being human.
Yeah.
How did you spend, other than playing hockey yesterday?
Yeah.
How were the hours after the game? What'd you
Um,
do? How'd you feel?
Well, sad,
Yeah.
obviously, but I've obviously been a part of several notable losses, and this one was sad. This one wasn't anger. I think with maybe it'll turn into anger because they should have won. They should have won and they didn't, right? And people are going to scream cope because, again, that's their entire personality. But it's not cope when I'm acknowledging they didn't. And this isn't Torino, I think, is something important to get out of the way. Torino was like, oh, the program might be in trouble. These guys are not making the right decision. The young guys are coming up. We didn't get a chance to see them in Olympic action, so who knows? I look at the Canadian program and I'm like, they're going to dominate for a long time. I am concerned about the goaltending, but they're going to be so good for so long. They're in such a good place on the men's side. They're going to be great.
I didn't ask for your analysis. I asked for how you felt and what you did.
Well, the analysis had to do with how I felt.
So when did you start to feel better? Or have you? And Jesse, I'm coming to you next. I don't want hockey answers. I want human being. How did we feel?
When my daughter asked for a ring around the rosy.
Oh, that's
where I just pick her up and spin her around.
I love that.
That was it.
I watched Zootopia 2 with my kid on the couch. Jesse, how did you feel immediately after? What did you do with the rest of your day? Did it stick with you?
I made content, as is my job. I made a couple videos about the Olympics and the Olympic hockey.
So you worked your way through it.
Yeah, it was upsetting, obviously, with the loss because you never. It's worse when you feel like the team deserves better.
Yes.
It'd be better if they got pummeled 6-0. But here, well, no, I guess
I know which one I'm madder after.
I don't know if it's better. You know, that's you're right to question that because you sit on both sides and if they get pummeled, then there's concerns and you're concerned from the future. But here, where they lose a game where they looked really good and the other team just happened to win, you feel okay with that because you're okay with what Canada is because you're like, hey, they play us a game again, maybe they win, maybe McKinnon puts that.
I think 9 times out of 10 they win.
Yeah, so. I don't know if it's better if they get pummeled. You're right to question that.
The Leafs are listen to hype, angry music and lift heavy things kind of vibe. Team Canada losing is listen to sad songs in the rain kind of vibe. It's
like
sad.
that.
It's sad.
Yeah, my wife went to bed afterwards because she was so sad, and she even texted me this morning. She's like, "I'm still sad."
It was done at 11 in the morning.
I know. She went right back. She was like, "I need to take a nap 1 o'clock. I can't handle this." I fell asleep on the couch watching Zootopia 2 while my daughter played. But the
you should stay awake. It's
the thing about it is it stings because it was awesome, and the entire tournament was excellent, and that game was an incredible game. And there's going to be plenty of questioning and could they have done this? Could they have done that? I'm here for that. We can talk about that. But, if I had told you at the beginning of the tournament that this was going to end Canada, United States in overtime.
Yep.
And I wouldn't tell you which team won. You'd have taken it all day.
Probably.
Yeah,
all
that's
day.
probably the result most people thought would happen.
And in 2 finals in the last year, so obviously 4 nations and then this, they've played each other twice. Both scores have been 2-1. They're tied 3 goals each, right? Like those are 2 unforgettable, magical finals. Obviously, the gold medal game means more. Duh. And I think there were some good things to come out of it. One thing, though, that I want to talk about first more than anything in the whole world is the fact that Team USA brought out the Gaudreau kits and the Gaudreau jersey for the celebration, which I thought was awesome. And then there's that picture of Jack Hughes missing part of his mouth after scoring the goal.
Great stuff.
With the flag and everything. It's great theater.
Yeah, I don't gotta like any of it, but
no,
it's great stuff. Well, the Gaudreau stuff I obviously like, but the Jack Hughes stuff, I'm like, yeah, it's a sick picture. Please stop showing it to me.
And if you're a Toronto fan, like a Leafs fan, here were your options yesterday.
Oh,
so Canada loses.
Incredibly easy choice, by the way.
Canada loses, and McDavid's not a winner. The Kachucks, always a bridesmaid, never a bride.
Sure.
USA loses. Auston Matthews is a terrible captain, and the Leafs will never win anything with him.
Sure.
I know which one you would take, but we ended up with, actually, Auston Matthews is a winner. And, it's funny to see the Quinn Hughes quote about take that, Toronto media. And we're like, hey, we were supporting him. We were the ones that were saying he's fine. It was the American media that was on him. I want to know for you guys, because Toronto's obviously taken some shots with the Marner thing and the Matthews thing and whatever. I want to know if this has changed anything to do with Matthews for you. Was that ever him being able to get one across the line as a leader? Was that ever a concern for you? Was that something that ever weighed in your mind? And has this dispelled anything for you? Because he had a primary assist. He played unbelievable defense. I thought I watched every minute of the United States in that tournament. There was not a single minute until that Canada game where the Kachucks and Eichel were not a factor. And I don't think there was a single minute in that game where the Kachucks and Eichel were a factor. But Matthews, Boldy, Gensel was always.
Oh yeah, no, that was probably their best line. As a Leafs fan who's watched hundreds of Matthews games, I didn't learn a single thing about him at these Olympics.
Okay,
not a single thing. He's an elite 2-way player. He's got an incredible shot. He gets ripped on in any game where he goes over, and when he scores, it's like, oh, okay, good. You're always just reaching for breaking even. And I guess maybe when the standard you start with is 4 goals in a game, it's difficult to ever top that. It's ridiculously unreasonable expectations. Turns out it comes from not just one place. And he got it done. Like, he had, I think, 2 point-blank chances to finish it.
He passed on one of them where I think he should have shot.
Well, no, I'm talking about the 4-nation faceoff.
Oh, that one. Yeah, okay.
2 point-blank chances to finish it, and he didn't score. Why? Because he's a bum? But Jordan Binnington robbed him. Blind. Right? I don't think anyone's saying Devin Taves sucks at hockey because he got robbed by Connor Hellebuck. Sometimes you get robbed. Nathan McKinnon's another story. You didn't get robbed, you missed. No, I didn't learn a single thing about Matthews.
Jesse, what about you? We're talking about the narrative. You know the narrative. You're a member of the media.
I think you're asking the wrong audience, because we understand what kind of superstar Auston Matthews is and what kind of player he is. Like, his defensive game, I don't think any of us were shocked at how good defensively he was in this tournament. It would be the people who didn't understand what kind of superstar he is who would be shocked by the results of this tournament. Yeah. Like, I think he's a great captain. There's a reason he's captain. We defended his captaincy throughout this tournament, and they ended up winning.
There's a lot of people who complain about the how there's too much Leafs coverage, and they obviously don't consume any of it. He's a good player, guys. He's a good player.
And I think that is important, right? We do have to kind of, if we're going to take the hits, I think it's important that we also say, hey, now we could kind of quote and say this guy actually can get it done. And maybe to quote Mark Stone, it is a Leafs thing. Certainly this year it is. It's a Leafs management thing this year. And I know that going back to watching Morgan Rielly pass it to Philip Myers at the blue line is going to be painful after this.
Dude.
But
Agony.
there is a superstar here. And I think it's okay to just acknowledge that and everybody back off. Now, I have the same question about Connor McDavid because, you know, the thing is now that's 2 Stanley Cup finals. He did win the 4 Nations, but everybody knows that that is a mini tournament. That's not the Olympics. That's not the Stanley Cup finals.
Special.
And then there were people who were complaining that he went in the 3-on-3 overtime, went in by himself against 3 other players twice in that short overtime period.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I know nobody was really with him, but are those the smartest plays? Probably not. Does that make, you know, because again, it's all narrative driven. I think a lot of this is also just First Take a Palooza, like what the effect that First Take has had on talking sports. I can never remember having great players like this in like the 90s and people going, that guy will never win. He sucks. Yeah. Like the first time I can ever remember that happening was like Phil Mickelson when he'd been in like 45 majors and never won one. With Connor McDavid, people are going to chirp this guy. Mm-hmm. They're going to give him shit.
Okay.
Do you think you learned anything new about Connor McDavid in this tournament?
Not a thing. Not a single thing. I've watched lots of Connor McDavid hockey. He is a driven winner, ridiculously fast, incredible vision, incredible execution. But like my main criticism from that game, you know, it's interesting. Like a lot of the conversation when Canada was losing to Czechia, when Canada was losing to Finland before the comebacks, was they should have brought Scheifele, and they should have brought Bedard, and they should have brought Hyman, and they should have brought Schaefer, and they should have brought Bouchard. And it was all their best players let them down in that 3-on-3. That's probably the hardest part to swallow from a Team Canada perspective. Nathan McKinnon was incredible. Did not do well in that overtime. Cale Makar was incredible. Did not do well in that overtime. It's like you could put some of the first goal on him, then he tied it. Then you could put some of the OT winner on him. And yeah, McDavid just really baffling choices in that overtime. Like if he carved through 3 guys and beat them, no one would be surprised.
We consider it one of the greatest goals of all time.
Yeah, but also it's the Olympics and you're not going up against bad players. And what are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah, 3-on-3 overtime is entirely about possession. And it's terrible decision making by him to go up on the rush all by himself against the entire other side of the team and think that that's a smart way to win 3-on-3 overtime. It was bad decision making for him in that case because he needs to have resources with him if he's going to shoot the puck and if the team's going to maintain possession, and nobody else was with him, and he decided to do his own thing and they lost possession and things going the other way, and he did it twice. And that's to me it screamed of a little bit once Canada didn't get the 5-on-3 done, didn't capitalize on that. They didn't capitalize on they had another power play later after that.
The abbreviated, yes.
And the abbreviated one, the minute 10 that they had after the penalty there. And then like McKinnon missing the wide open net, all that stuff. The overtime felt like they squeezed their sticks a little too tight. Yeah. And they're playing a game where it's like, we gotta get this done here. We gotta finish it. We gotta finish it early. And they completely rushed it, and especially McDavid on the rush. And that's what leads to opportunities for the other team. Like 3-on-3 is so specific in that you go one way and you try and make a play. You are guaranteed to leave your opponent a chance to go back the other end if they still have legs. If you've tired out their legs and they can't really make it and it's one guy going back, then you're okay. But if they have legs to go the other way, if you're taking a shot at your end, they're going to get the opportunities. And that's exactly what happened. And Jack Hughes, unlike Team Canada, took care of his one opportunity.
When it comes to moments like this, all you really have is a small sample size. And even a big sample size in moments like this are a small sample size. And Connor McDavid has a big sample size of moments like this. And came out on top last year. Like, I don't know. Like, I can't really make a broad sweeping statement of him. It was two rushes, two baffling rushes. Like there were a few, you know, some of the things that are going around. Like you look at some of the micro moments of the game. Second or third period, Colton Parayko gets like 3 shots in 6 seconds and
wires 2 of them wide.
He didn't execute. He's got a bomb of a shot.
He does.
But of all the players on the ice you want taking the shot, it ain't him. You know, the 5-on-3 in a gold medal game. What a gift.
For nearly 2 minutes.
And
what a gift.
And they couldn't get it. They couldn't even get the offensive zone pressure.
No, and like
they couldn't get
in that case, you gotta also give credit to the Americans who
absolutely,
just like the women's team, had a perfect penalty kill throughout the Olympics.
That's amazing.
It's
both
amazing.
programs, perfect penalty kills. Hats off to you guys. That's incredible. Canada, they got stopped, and that's the case there. And with McDavid's legacy, it's not the prettiest resume because like the winning side of it isn't pretty, you know, because you want the greatest players in your sport to have, you know, championships associated with that and a winning legacy with that. And Sidney Crosby, the reason he's so revered is he always got it done and he always got the winning part of it done.
The numbers are there, but like the dude doesn't lose.
Exactly. Like it's insane.
Seeing him with silver was very odd.
It's crazy to look at how his career went and how much winning he got done consistently year after year. And McDavid's not going to have that for the beginning portion of his career, at least for this first decade.
Right.
But there's time to turn that around. And with McDavid, if you go to the specific teams that lost, like the 25 finals, the one that just happened against Florida, I don't blame that one on his individual efforts. I think the other team was better. The 24 finals, you can shut down McDavid and you can try and have the rest of the team pick him up. And I don't think there's enough pieces in Edmonton to do that.
And that was the deeper of the two.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Florida, I think, was still the better team.
Absolutely.
Florida, I think they've been so good the last couple of years. I don't know if anybody, that's the best player in the game, and he's not breaking through that unless he has better resources around him. And it's so much of a team game that I'm willing to excuse the poor resume he has on paper because of the individual resume he has and all of the Hart trophies and all of these MVPs in winning and losing situations, which is insane. So McDavid, we got to look at the way his career has gone in a different light, you know, and to kind of excuse the losing. And he's never going to be revered like Crosby unless everything flips.
Right.
Because Crosby had both, and that's just really unfortunate for him. And he's not going to win that battle.
If I can jump in on that for just a second.
Sure.
A couple of things with McDavid that are differing from Crosby. And by the way, for anybody that's listening that might be a huge McDavid fan who's going, how the hell can you do him this dirty or whatever? I am not one of those people that doesn't think McDavid can win. I am not going to be one of those people ever. I think this guy is going to get it done. It's just a question of when.
It's just objectively true.
What Crosby had early on in his career that McDavid did not have was good management. And I'm not talking about his personal management. The Pittsburgh Penguins built themselves into an incredible organization. Not only did they have Crosby, but they also had which Stahl brother was it?
Jordan.
And they had Geno Malkin on the way up. They had Marc-Andre Fleury. Yep. They had Chris Letang. They had older guys, Mark Recchi, Bill Guerin, you know, some of the Pascal Dupuis, some of these guys that kind of came in, whereas Edmonton had horrible management for years. Imagine an Edmonton, remember their penalty kill was like around 50% at one point. It was like historically bad.
But it was very specific. It was only on at home, I think.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was really odd.
Jesse, do you remember when we were at Boston Pizza, Keith Acton's Boston Pizza in Stouffville, and he said, and this is 2 years ago when the Oilers went all the way to the finals and they weren't even in the finals yet. He's like, but if they go to the finals and they get this done, McDavid will be, in my mind, the greatest player ever because he got it done without the supporting cast. And that's a former NHL assistant coach, Stanley Cup winner, saying the supporting cast just isn't there. Now, this time it didn't happen, but I feel like, you know, the chirps for McDavid, you know, remember he also didn't win in the OHL either. The Oshawa Generals beat him in the OHL final.
Went all the way to the final.
So one of these days that championship's going to happen, and I'm curious about what the look on his face will be.
Listen, sports records are made to be broken, And you should never say that something's never going to happen again, because it will. This will never happen again. In a 2-year span or a 3-year span, Connor McDavid won the Conn Smythe Trophy without winning the Cup and Olympic MVP without winning gold. That will never happen to any individual ever again. Ever. Until the sun explodes.
Mm-hmm.
No one's ever going to be able to pull that off. And I think it says something about the team there. It's insane to me that he hasn't won. I don't have a good explanation for it.
I don't think anybody does this morning. I think, again, that's why it stings. Now, I want to bring up...
Imagine if he had Evan Bouchard.
Yeah. And I don't think we were doing him dirty. I was just trying to paint a picture of his current resume. And
you weren't. I would have got the shit for it because I was the one that brought it up. So it's Jesse, I wasn't trying to say that you were doing him dirty. I'm just trying to say that Oilers fans are a little touchy right now. The Bouchard and Hyman thing, and then obviously McDavid, 2 Stanley Cup finals and a gold medal game, and no championships in any of the 3 of them. BetMGM is an official sports betting partner of the National Hockey League and has everything you need for the action on the ice. Okay, so we've seen the big tournament happen. Does it change the Stanley Cup odds for you?
I think it's a good refresher on like, hey, we got 2 months of a season left to play.
Yeah.
Actually, like a month and a half. It's not even that long. Do you remember where the teams are at? Who's your favorite going into this next half?
My favorite all season's been the Avs, but then it's like, well, Taves, McKinnon, and Makar are all the reasons Canada didn't win.
So this is either going to make them or break them. They're either about to take a tumble or they're about to rip through the league, and I can't decide which one it is.
And BetMGM has, in order of Stanley Cup winner, Avalanche, Lightning, Hurricanes, Golden Knights, Oilers, Stars, Wild, Panthers, Canadians.
Now, there's some great value on the Stars and Wild, right? Isn't it 70-1 and 19-1?
17, yeah, and 19.
So the Wild is interesting because I would take that bet now before the trade deadline because I think they're going to be aggressive. Dallas is interesting because Rantanen was injured in the Canada game and did not play in the bronze medal game.
He'll be fine.
I know, but
yeah, question
you
mark.
still have to kind of, and if he's injured, you know, how, depending upon how injured he is, does that affect what Dallas does at the trade deadline?
Drew had a parlay with McDavid, Rantanen, and Hughes leading their teams in scoring, and it would have hit if Rantanen plays in that gold medal game or that bronze medal game. And it was a $10 bet that would have paid out, I think, $900.
Oh my God.
It was almost $1,000.
It was
Wow.
almost $1,000.
So who are you taking to win the cup? Who are you taking to win the cup?
Flip. Give me the Lightning.
Lightning. Okay, 6-1. Jesse, are you going with the Avs still?
I'll go with the Minnesota Wild.
Okay, that's a good bet. I've said Avs all year, and I think I agree with Steve. It's either going to make them or break them. I think it makes them. They're going to be so friggin' mad. Don't expect a happy Nathan McKinnon in Denver until June this year. Download the BetMGM app today and enjoy the NHL like never before. BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. 18 plus to wager. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you have questions or concerns about your gambling or somebody close to you, please contact Connects Ontario at 1-866-531-2600 to speak to an advisor free of charge. And BetMGM operates pursuant to an operating agreement with iGaming Ontario. I want to ask you about this. The too many men call that didn't happen.
Yeah.
I'm going to just do a cope for just a second. I just want to know how. Like listen, the game might still have been, I mean, we had a 5-on-3. We had the chance to close it. I get it. But how does that happen? They played the puck.
Yeah, they don't call the rules. It's game management. It's that's the way hockey is done.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not a part of the outcome for me. Like refereeing mistakes that's a part of the game.
Yeah.
I think you get that on both sides consistently. That's not the results to me don't rely on what the referees are going to do on each side because they're going to miss calls for everybody.
Yeah. All cope, like it's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's straight wrong. But anytime you bring it up to like a quote unquote hockey guy, they go, you're whining. And you go, okay, just have a shitty sport, I guess. Like, I don't know what you want.
Yeah.
Call the rules? No. Okay.
I'm looking at some of the ice time from yesterday. I want to talk about roster construction because we talked about it a little bit. We talked about it a little bit before the weekend. And I know our good friend CJ over at the CJ show thinks, hey, this roster was great. You get to overtime in the finals. There's not much that you can do to improve on that. And respectfully, I disagree. I think, guys, this was a team that was so much better than what they performed. And I'm not just talking about this game, because they performed very well in this game.
Mm-hmm.
But against the Czechs, went down early, had to come back, squeak through. Finns went down early, had to come back, controversial calls, squeak through.
Yep.
I don't think it's unfair to say that Team Canada needed some depth scoring. And without Josh Morrissey in the lineup, and again, no disrespect to Shea Theodore, their defense could not move the puck as well as it needed to. Drew Doughty, unfortunately to me, looked every bit his age out there.
Yeah.
Brad Marchand, who I keep hearing is probably headed for surgery and may not finish the season, had his first, I think, bad game in his whole life. I didn't think he was great.
He wasn't very effective.
Sam Reinhart, guys, played 6 minutes, 6:57. This is the Selke runner-up.
He had almost 50,
40 goals.
He had almost 60 goals. He had almost 60 goals once.
You do miss Cirelli, sure. You miss a Braden Point, no question. But what they did with Cirelli, defensive forward, they replaced him with Sam Bennett. That made sense to me. I like Seth Jarvis's speed.
Yep.
My issue was the lack of finish on the rest of those lines. There was a reason why McKinnon played 22 minutes, McDavid played 24, and Celebrini played 22 minutes. And it's because when those guys weren't on the ice, the chances of the team scoring, I know that Suzuki had a goal to tie it up. I know Marner had an overtime goal, but the chances of tying it up were just not there, especially without Crosby in the lineup. And the other thing I want to raise to you guys, they couldn't win a faceoff.
No. Well, I wonder a little bit about, you do got to throw a little bit of arrogance in there. Because John Cooper had, I think generally he was up and down. But he talked about the difference between 5-on-5 hockey and 3-on-3. I've looked up at that Canada box with all the management, all the coaches in there.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know who the best 3-on-3 players in the world are? If it's so different, John, and you're going to wax poetic about how different it is, then treat it like it's different. Which is to say, get Nick Suzuki on the ice. Are you out of your mind? If McDavid
and they don't start with Celebrini in overtime, he's leading them in goals.
Oh,
they could have put McKinnon Suzuki out on the second shift.
He on a team just stacked with stars. A lot of them didn't find their role, which can be a player problem, can be a coach problem. He rode his horses into the ground. And you'll always wonder if that had an effect going into overtime. You'll always wonder if 3-on-3 is so different, and of course it is. It's 3-on-3. You treat it differently. You know, they went to 3-on-3 3 times. They won 2 of them. You know, maybe this is just cope, but I mean, that was exceptionally bad. Every bad decision they could have made, they did.
Jesse.
Yes.
I disrespected Thomas Harley. He had a very good tournament.
Yes,
he did. Yeah.
When it comes to the face-off situation, that was the thing that surprised me the most. The fact that this group, I know Eichel and Matthews are just dynamite in the face-off dot. They always have been. But McKinnon, who is a career 54, 55% guy, McDavid's a good face-off guy. When you look at this roster, they didn't win, so you can't say it's perfect. What tweak do you think you could have made or would have made in retrospect? And it's a totally unfair thing to say, but that's what we fucking do.
Totally.
Yeah.
But I'm trying not to make too many grand proclamations about the roster just because McKinnon can't hit a wide open net.
Yep.
Like, I don't want to revisionist history too much of Team Canada because he just wasn't able to make one play that he's made 1 trillion times in his life. So if you're making changes to this roster, they have to be based on the entire tournament and not that one game. And you'd have to
That's why I think depth scoring
2030 and going to that and like, okay, what do we need more of? And I don't disagree that a player like Bedard would be more useful in this team. There's a more offensive-minded player. We all know his head coach had to come out and defend his defensive side of the game, but like that wouldn't be why you're putting Bedard on the roster. You'd be putting him on there to, hey, go shoot the puck. Like, go do some fun things with the goal, with the puck there and shoot it. So, like, I definitely think if you're going to 2030, you think, okay, how do we generate more offense out of the top guys? Because he clearly leaned on them. And Steve, with the 3-on-3 overtime, they didn't get it done, and McDavid was ugly in it. But if you're not starting McDavid, McKinnon, Makar in overtime, you're getting to Gretzky not in the shootout.
That was their second go around, though.
It was, but you have to. That's all you got to do. Those are the guys.
No, it's 20 minutes.
You have to try and put those guys out there to win, because then it's the other side of it. And it's like, you put Nick Suzuki out there ahead of McDavid, even though that's probably the right thing to do. And if Gretzky's not the guy to put in the shootout, it's still absurd that he wasn't there.
I don't think Cooper would wear that, but we'll never know. One thing that is like just straight up true, the combination of Marner and Stone were so dynamite early on. And when they lost Crosby, I'm not making excuses for, if they had Crosby, they'd win. But Cooper didn't know what to do. And it wasn't about losing Crosby. It was about losing an entire line. Like, Marner and Stone got lost in the shuffle. And I thought they had found a solution in Suzuki. He played him less than 11 minutes.
Yeah, he played Suzuki 10:31, Bennett 11:55, and Horvat 10:21.
And Marner got like 17 minutes just getting out there and hanging around.
Yeah, penalty kill. A lot of penalty kill.
A lot of penalty kill.
A lot of power play.
And they did a good job on
teams.
that.
But yeah, that's the fourth highest time on ice amongst forwards, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Mitch Marner did. But yeah, a lot of that's the penalty kill. And clearly John Cooper had, once the tournament got to the elimination rounds, he said, I have one line and 3 guys that can score, and I'm just going to hammer away at these guys. And that there, because that's a bigger sample size of like the whole 7 games of the tournament, you say, okay, we should have got him some different pieces that can actually put the puck in the back of the net. You know, so like I would have brought Zach Hyman. I think he would have been more useful. And Connor Bedard needed some serious consideration, because we know Doug Armstrong never even thought about this man. Like, I don't even know if he has Connor Bedard's number, because he said not even in the fall was he a consideration for this team. That's a little ridiculous.
It is. And the tournament sort of put things into perspective, not just seeing things play out, but numerically. Sam Reinhart's playing 6 minutes. That's a waste of time. Clayton Keller. Do you know how much Clayton Keller played in that gold medal game?
Go ahead.
He played 38 seconds.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct. Noah Hannafin played 6 minutes.
38 seconds. Okay.
He got a shift.
How bad, how catastrophic of a defensive liability would Connor Bedard have to be that he couldn't give you 6 good minutes?
Even if you have him as a power play specialist. If you think that the reason his defensive numbers look bad,
which is what Reinhart was.
Right. And Reinhart's not a center. The thing about Bedard, he's not really though. Bedard's an always center.
Yes.
The reason Bedard's numbers look like shit on defense is because he is up against, like, his coach isn't wrong, although I don't think his coach is the greatest coach in the world and probably isn't the guy to be criticizing Team Canada management, having won literally nothing at the pro level. But Connor Bedard plays the best players on every team every night. So for that not even to have been a consideration, that's the part of the Torino thing that comes back to me. And right. For the Torino team, for people that don't remember, because again, this is like Steve and I's last year of high school. That's how long ago it was. 20 years ago.
Damn.
The Torino team blew it because they brought old guys. And
the young guys that they did bring didn't play. And the guys that they left at home it's embarrassing when you look at it.
this tournament to me, Steve and Jesse, what it drove home was guys like Marchand, who's clearly injured and is clearly got to shut it down at some point here, unless the Panthers go on some Cinderella run again. I don't think they will, because I don't think Matt Tkachuk's even fully healthy yet. Tom Wilson had his really good moments in the tournament, but ultimately,
he got lost.
Ultimately, in a game like that, non-factor.
I thought he was dynamite yesterday. Bennett was a liability. Marchand was a liability. And Wilson got lost.
I think it's a young man's tournament. I think that's the thing about the youth, right? I do think it's not a 30 to 35-year-old tournament. I think it's a 22 to 27-year-old tournament, especially when you have access to the best players in the world. That's got to be your core, and you augment with legends like Crosby. At the next Olympics, it'll be Connor McDavid. That's the older legend.
I do. There's one guy who I don't even think had a bad tournament, but like when you put it in the simplest terms, is Drew Doughty one of the 8 best defensemen in Canada?
That's a loyalty thing. That's what I don't think. They got to get away from this.
In Canada.
No.
All of Canada.
No.
The entire country.
Steve.
We all know one of 8.
Evan Bouchard is better. We know.
I think the list is a lot longer than that.
I agree with you. But they brought him for, vibes, and he's been there before, and he's won gold medals and all that. But I think my issue, and this is where I think they ran into problems, was they had loyalty to people blindly from the Four Nations team. They had Hagel, they had Point, and they had Cirelli, and then those guys went down. So they're like, okay, we'll just bring the Four Nations guys. And they didn't change the defense at all. You have to look at, this is pro sports. You got to look at what have you done for me lately. It's so nice that 18 months ago, Auston Matthews scored 69 goals. Do you think anyone gives a fuck today?
No.
Nobody cares. They were saying before the tournament, all this guy's lost step. He's terrible, blah, 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 blah. Bad captain, doesn't know what Leafs are terrible. Look at what he's done to them. It is literally, what have you done for me lately?
We're just going to go right back to that, by the way.
I know. That's fine. That's an easy one to push. That for me is, I understand the loyalty on a human level, but this is a ruthless sport. And the Americans were pretty ruthless. Clayton Keller got 38 seconds. Kyle Connor did not play again in the final.
I didn't realize how little he played, because during the medal ceremony, obviously they all have their helmets off. And I'm like, his hair is bone dry.
Yeah, because he didn't play.
The one shift where I think it was Chris Cuthbert is like, oh, that's Clayton Keller. That was it.
Buddy, they scratched 40 goal scorer Kyle Connor again.
Yo.
That's what I'm saying.
What do they have against that, man?
I know. That's the part for me where I do think in games like this, where the rate of play, you will watch the Stanley Cup Finals in a couple of months' time, guys. You will not see a game played at that skill level.
No.
Because they're busted and they're just not as talented. That was the best hockey game I think I've ever seen in my life.
This week is going to be one of the worst hangovers in Canadian history. And it's a back-to-back against the Panthers and Lightning.
I know.
On the road.
Terrible.
Do I have to?
You do.
Oh.
On the American side, I gotta say hats off to Quinn Hughes and Charlie McAvoy for being the only 2 defensemen to me that really were effective in this game. And if you look at their ice time, they played 7 minutes more than the next closest guy, Jake Slavin.
Jeez. Slavin was pretty good.
He was too. Faber was also up there. Even a guy like Zach Werenski, who is a Norris candidate this year, in my books, probably is going to win it.
Mm-hmm. If he had one good shift, he made it a good one.
He was phenomenal up until this game. They gave him 12 minutes.
That's crazy.
Travis Sanheim played 3 more minutes than he did.
That's crazy. Can I add him to the list?
Who?
Top 8?
Travis Sanheim? I agree with you.
Top 8?
Travis Sanheim played 15-28. How much did Shea Theodore play? Shea Theodore, who I think anybody would be like, that's the better defenseman.
Better offensively, bobbled the puck a lot, I thought.
Yes.
I thought Sanheim was a little bit more steady as she goes. He can play both sides.
Maybe he had.
I'll say 7 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, it's a little more than that. It's 9.
Yeah.
Sanheim, 9 minutes. Theodore 9 minutes. Sanheim, 15 and a half. And listen, this is what you do after games. You pick it apart. You go, what could we have done differently?
Right. And then
if
go
you're not
back,
doing that, then you're not getting better.
You go back and you go, okay, out of the 3 games Canada's played against the United States over the past year, best on best, this was Canada's best performance by leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
Like by a crazily wide margin.
And that's why
they lost.
And that's why Jesse makes such a great point. I'm not going to put too much on a team that, couldn't finish an empty netter.
I'm struggling for nitpicking the roster like you guys are on the defensive side, because I look at the team and I say they did enough to win the gold medal.
Well,
and it's about execution there just on the margins, and they weren't able to do that.
I think that's how shows like this work.
Question?
Debate? Answer.
And now I assume you'll get to the goaltending.
That's what I'm coming to. Yeah.
Yeah,
because I have to ask you. That's what was going to be my next thing.
Yeah.
I have to ask you about Connor Hellebuck, your favorite goalie in the whole league.
If I'm, do you want to go through?
You did this.
Do you want to go through my incredible history of Connor Hellebuck fraud watch?
Yes,
because it's retired, and not even retired. It went to the nursing home and then unfortunately passed away. It's been buried for a long time now. That thing is so dead.
He has a Vezina, a heart, and a gold medal. Since you said he wouldn't have a 920 save percentage.
And we saw
season.
We saw signs of life.
We did
2 times last year. 4 Nations lost championship game, even though it's like not on him. Still didn't get it done.
Yeah.
And then the playoffs, you can't get to the second round.
Well, and the goal
and it's like, is that a pulse?
The goalpost moving for him in the playoffs was crazy. They're like, he was kind of adequate.
Yeah.
That man won MVP. What are you talking about?
Yeah. And now that thing's done.
It's dead.
And I look at Connor Hellebuck and I say, that's the part of the Team Canada roster that I want to nitpick and I want to go through.
Okay.
And I say, that's the part we don't have. I think Sanheim and Doughty and Theodore, they were enough. They were enough to win this tournament. They just didn't do it. The goaltending, though, the state of goaltending in Canada, we don't have that. And in every game, when you go up against NHL best on best, and they get to bring an NHL goaltender, and our country has Jordan Binnington, most of the time, 90% of the time, on paper, we are going to have the worst goalie. Even if it's UC Saros, if it's Connor Hellebuck, whatever country pick them, the Finnish, whoever, we're going to have the worst goaltender. And that's a problem for Canada. And they need to fix that by 2030, because you can't be bringing in a guy who's 31st in NHL save percentage to the Olympics and say, we're going to outduel Hellebuck. And even though in the championship game, he did enough, like he has done every single time he's been in
that
situation.
overtime should have been over twice.
Oh, yeah.
It should have been over twice.
Binnington did a fantastic job. But if you ever get in a situation where you need a Connor Hellebuck in net, where he stole that thing so many times, and he was perfect in that game. His positioning was never out of place in the entire tournament. I've never seen a goalie perform this well at that high leverage of a situation. We don't have Martin Brodeur anymore. We don't have Carey Price. We don't have Patrick Waugh. We don't have any of the great
Ed
legends.
Belfour, Curtis Joseph.
None of those guys
Marc-Andre Fleury was the 3rd. Mike Smith was the 3rd.
Why don't those people exist in our country anymore? And that does upset me.
Yep.
Cost.
Oh, the other countries are able to do it?
They are able to do it, but like
they have bigger scale of people and probably more money.
I've seen all sorts of
in Canada hockey?
I've seen all sorts of like skits and stuff where, parents are walking down the aisle at Pro Hockey Life or whatever it is, and the kid starts looking at goalie equipment and you're like, get away from that. Get away from that.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, my son likes playing goalie. And I'm like, what about skating?
Hey,
don't you like scoring goals?
Don't you go bringing this up and then not let your son play hockey? Play hockey goalie.
Oh, he's playing hockey goalie next week.
Okay, good. Just saying.
For the 3rd time this season. I think more than any of his teammates.
Well, play it again.
Oh my God! Yeah, no, he likes it. So I don't know. There's probably a wide variety of reasons. Like not to single out like a province, but like the
Quebec used to be a factory.
The health of hockey in Quebec is up for debate.
Not a single French Canadian on the team. Not a single one.
And like you look down the World Junior roster, I'm sure you could look at the World under 18s, under 17s. Go look at the talent in the queue compared to
the O and the
O and Dub. And like, I knew this was the case. I didn't know it was this bad until we started making all the highlight videos. And the WHL, the future of the Canadian program runs through that league. Holy shit. The little animals that they are developing over there. Oh my God.
They're all named Caden.
They're all named Brayson, Caden, Granola, and
Clayson.
friggin' Clayson,
And Oil.
Granason, and Oil.
Yeah. Wow, that's a great goal by Unleaded Premium.
Yes. And Diesel. Diesel McRig.
Diesel's a good one.
Yeah.
Diesel's good.
Diesel.
And
Guaranteed there's a kid in the dub named Diesel.
Shale.
I put money on that.
Yeah.
to be.
Does Crosby count? Played for Rimouski for 2 seasons.
Okay. He was drafted in 2005.
On the team.
Hey, Marc-Andre
Came
Fleury,
through the queue.
Yeah.
QMJHL star.
UMJHL drafted in 2003.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think that's a conversation worth having.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's
It's
definitely a bit of a side quest from what you were asking, but like
No, but it's
all our best goalies, a lot of them came from there. Luongo, did we even mention Luongo earlier?
no.
Roberto Luongo.
Wa Broder.
Broder.
Two of the best
That's
goalies.
pretty
of all
good.
time. Those two are on anybody's list. Wa Broder should be in the top 5.
And then Price played in the dub, but Quebec claims him. So this is 4.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we need you. You're kind of a big part of the fabric of this country when it comes to
It's
hockey.
something you only notice at these tournaments, and we haven't had one in 12 years. So I think it's a question mark. It's just what happened to the state of Canadian goaltending.
And like, are they coming up? Are they like
Well, who knows with goaltending?
the little
Honestly, who friggin' knows?
the WHL players they have coming up are little killers. Some of the kids they have in the O are little killers. And then there's the Q. And like there's some exceptions. Like Justin Carbonneau is a great prospect, first round pick of the St. Louis Blues. There are a couple goaltending prospects, but if I'm not mistaken, they're not Canadian. So
That doesn't help.
it's an interesting aspect of the conversation, and it's not blame, but it's concern. Like that's what the
Totally.
second
And-
biggest province
and-
in the country.
Oh, you're specifically still going at Quebec. I'm talking about just as a whole.
Well, and goaltending the OHL is allowed to develop them.
Mhm.
WHL is allowed to develop them. It's a sore spot.
Yeah, and like I said, Jordan Binnington isn't the reason that they lost the one game, but going into the tournament, evaluating the roster as a whole, you'd like better options for Canada. I think if I want to make adjustments on the roster, I want to go back and adjust people having babies and developing goaltenders.
Yeah, I agree with you.
He's got to be the strangest goalie to coach in the world, because every game it's like, okay, shitty first period goal. You'd like a save second period goal. Highway robbery
Mhm.
in the final 5 minutes of basically every game.
Yep.
And then a complete game stealer in overtime. But apparently you only get one of those.
Jordan
And
Binnington, you need to score 4 goals in a high leverage game to win. But you're guaranteed to win.
Honest to goodness,
And I will never doubt him in a high leverage game again. I don't know when he'll get back into the playoffs, but he's a big game goalie.
we don't have Grant Fuhr anymore. Like a goalie who just wins. He win. Oh,
Is it ugly?
How many goals he let in? 7. But ignore that. He won the game. Like he's got to be the closest thing we have.
Yeah.
I'm not even calling Grant bad, but like
No, Grant just played in the 80s.
yes, and won the most in the 80s, which is probably why you look at his numbers, you go, what the but statistically, he's an enormous outlier. You're like, how did this guy win?
Yeah.
Like, oh, he had an
Well,
80
when the
that
goal,
year,
when
and
every
they-
game was 8-6 back then.
Yeah.
like it's not crazy when you kind of grade it on the curve. And by the way, he went on Grant Fuhr, and that's a really good comparison. Went on to a pretty successful career with St. Louis too.
That's right. Oh God, I hated him in St. Louis.
He was great
That's what I knew him
in the
as
90s.
a kid.
That's a
because
team
I
that
was
should
too
have
young
won in
for
the
the
90s.
Oilers.
That St. Louis team. Several years they should have won the cup.
And you have Nick Kyprios to blame.
That's right. So, Jesse, it's a great point about the goaltending. This is the first Olympic tournament, and I can remember, where Canada's goaltending was even a question at all.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I remember the Torino ones where Curtis Joseph got the start, wasn't good. Pat Quinn switched him out.
That was Salt Lake.
Oh, Salt Lake. And they won, but Curtis was mad, so he went to Detroit. That is the... other than that, I can't remember there being a goaltending problem. So I think that is going to be a major, major thing. But here's the thing. What do you even do about it?
Well, that's a Hockey Canada issue.
Yeah, you hope something emerges at the NHL level, like one of these guys takes over in the next couple of years, next 4 years, and we have an option.
Yeah. Yeah. They also, the thing about Hockey Canada that, because I'm sure they do a lot, but how come an organization like Hockey Canada has never done anything to bring a generic or discount brand of hockey equipment to the country? Obviously, we had Swift hockey sticks that we did some promotions with, and obviously that was on Dragon's Den. And the whole point of Swift hockey was to make sticks more affordable, because when we were growing up, I used to buy the Mario Lemieux stick, which was not actually Mario Lemieux sticks. And there was a reason you called them twigs, because if you hit the puck too hard, they'd snap in half. But they were $10.
Yeah.
And then the most expensive stick you could get were those Easton ones where you could flip out the blade, and they were metal. And they would never die. But they also blunted skate blades, and people got away from those. And then I remember towards the end of my house league days, they had the carbon fiber sticks come out, and those were $300. And people were like, what, for a fucking stick? Now, good luck getting one for under $100. They're all that.
Leo's stick that he hasn't started using yet because it's too big. $70.
How old is he?
He is 5.
That's insanity.
I bought him and guess what, parents? Guess what, parents listening to this? Don't make the same mistake I did. Go to Sport Check. Go get yourself a wooden Sherwood for $25.
Yeah.
Cut that shit down. Put a little tape on the butt end. They'll love it just the same.
Yeah.
It is the
He
same.
will not. He won't switch to the $70 one
Because he likes it.
because he likes the heavy wooden one.
I don't know if you need the $70 stick.
You don't.
At that age.
No, because I couldn't find a fucking stick
Oh yeah.
for his height,
Yeah.
and I'm not.
And I'm sorry,
Anyway.
kids playing goalie at 5-6 years old, the pads don't need to be $1,200.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
They don't.
No.
They just don't.
Yeah.
And we need, I think it's got to go beyond sticks. You got to have discount, not discount brand, generic brand. And when you talk about generic brand, I'm going to draw my Shoppers Drug Mart experience. When you go to the pharmacy and you pick up Advil, there's the thing next to it that's not Advil. It's acetaminophen, and it's generic branded.
Ibuprofen.
It's made in the same factory. It just doesn't have the branding on it, and it's $2 or $3 less, probably. We need that for sticks. And we need that for gloves. We need that for shin pads.
No frills shin pads that just say shin pads.
100%. Yes.
The one thing I worry about is that Hockey Canada doesn't care about that because they're happy with hockey being a rich sport for people who can afford it. And that's the class of customer they want. Because at the end of the day, that's what they're trying to convert is
Agreed.
families being customers to the hockey system. And that the people who have some sort of affluence are happy with that, and it becomes this next higher level tier of sport where they keep out the people who would need a generic brand of equipment. They're happy with those people not being able to play their game.
Yeah, this isn't the pace for everybody, but Rick Westhead's new book, We Breed Lions, very heavy book, extremely heavy, but there's an entire chapter in there. I believe it's the 5th chapter. I think it's called Hockey Inc. And it's entirely about the business of hockey and what a racket it is for kids.
Mm-hmm.
Kids. I'm not talking about your 12-year-old playing rep or what. Kids. Tiny little, barely graduated from being a toddler kids. It's crazy.
Hey,
and
we
it's
had
unsustainable.
We had Sean Fitzgerald on. He's got an article, or he had a book out in 2019. We had him on to talk about it called Before the Lights Go Out.
Yes.
And it's about the decline in membership in Canada. And I know we're a bit on the sidetrack, but whatever. It's a fucking podcast.
I think they should have scored the goal when they did not score the goal.
Jesse, you are absolutely correct, I think, when it comes to Hockey Canada. They'll tell you we want everybody playing. Their action,
No.
I don't give a shit what you tell me.
No, you don't.
I care what your actions tell me. And their actions don't tell me anything other than that. The problem is in that strategy, you look at the places in the United States where hockey's growing, and it's all very wealthy areas. California, Arizona.
Hockey is becoming really big in California.
Yeah. Tennessee in the metro areas where there's a lot of money. Florida's had huge upswings.
Texas, but even that's
Texas.
becoming a racket.
Well, yeah, because they're buying. If somebody's buying up all the, that's all. private.
Somebody, the Dallas Stars.
The Dallas
Well, no.
Stars are.
Not just that, but I don't know if you guys saw. There was like a whole. I think it was Front Office Sports or Sportico or somebody's buying up all of the little leagues in every sport and charging parents through the roof to even enter them, which is insane.
How's that a thing you can
But
buy?
let's not get into that. My point is, if Hockey Canada continues down this way, we have 40 million people. They have 400 million. They're millionaires and billionaires, even on a per capita basis to Canada. In the States, it's like 10x.
No.
It's not comparable. And I remember when I was one of my old radio bosses, his name's Chris. His son played pretty high level junior. And actually, Alan Walsh was one of his kid's advisors. He didn't make it, but he was an advisor. And Chris, when he moved back to California to work in LA as a program director for a radio station, had to drive his kid like 2 hours one way, 2 hours the other. Their youth league coach was Scott Niedermeyer because it was in Anaheim and they were based in LA.
That's crazy.
And it cost them and he made a lot of money.
Yeah.
It cost them 10 or 15 grand a year. And that's without the gas and all the other shit. If it remains a rich person sport in Canada, I don't know. I think if you go to the LA metro area, you can find plenty of people who can spend that kind of money.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot of average Canadians who can.
My son's been on the ice with NHL players,
But
like for skating. He's 5.
that's cool. But my point is...
No. But what I'm saying is like it's a racket. But
It's a racket. My point is they have to change that too.
Yeah.
They have to change that. Hockey was a poor man's sport. It was. It was supposed to be. My dad used to tell stories about like he'd take his hockey skate out of his bag and the boot would flop over because it was all leather.
how about the puck used to be shit?
Yeah, dog shit or horse shit. Road apple.
Literal shit.
This is the thing. So to get back to the original point, we do need to take care of our game regionally, locally, and we are going to start to see issues with the Americans because they can just straight up outspend us and outpopulation size us. We have to get efficient in the next 30 years with how we develop talent and bringing more people into the game. It can't continue to be a top 10% earner sort of sport. It can't. It can't.
No. Now, here, let me give you some good news. You want some good news?
I love good news.
I'll give you some good news. Nathan McKinnon, probably going to be there next time. Cale McCarr, probably going to be there next time. Connor McDavid, probably going to be there next time. Macklin Celebrini, probably going to be there next time. Connor Bedard, probably going to be there next time. Gavin McKenna, I think is probably going to be there next time. I'm just going to the young guys. If you're looking for a little hope in goaltending, the future is teal. Joshua Ravensbergen, first round pick, I think, from this past draft. I wonder if he goes. I wonder if he's the future of the program. And there's this kid who we keep featuring on Big Dubs, our WHL videos, Landon DuPont. He's 16, and as a center, he has 15 goals, 38 assists, and 53 points in 52 games.
Wow.
Okay, now what if I told you I'm lying? He's actually a right-handed defenseman.
Oh, okay. All right.
There's so many of these little barbarians rattling around this country. We're going to be fine. We're going to be great. I think the young players in this sport at the professional level are in a really, really good place. I think this program is going to be in the mix for gold, hopefully forever. But there are some things around the edges we need to clean up.
Oh, Steve, cool quarter zip, buddy.
Yeah, thanks.
Are you a quarter zip guy now that you're a hockey dad?
Could be the move. I sure am. And this one is brought to you by Doer.
Yes. I like that you have a little light green and then a little dark green.
It's Adam. I'm beautiful today.
It's a good fit.
And
Jess,
it's all
really
because of
good.
Doer.
Jess, are you comfortable with Steve entering his Doer quarter zip era?
Yes, but Doer's not just about the quarter zips. You wear Doer jeans, Steven, and you look fantastic in
That
them.
is actually, yeah, I do.
Are you wearing them? Stand up. Show us.
I've been wearing these for a long
Ooh, look at that butt. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That thing really pops. Now, Doer's got denim and lifestyle apparel that is made to move freely without sacrificing comfort or style. If you have if you had a plane ride and you want to be comfortable, you'll be comfortable. If you want a podcast where you got to sit for 2 hours and talk to your friends, you'll be comfortable. Trust us. And they've got Cool Max fibers that help you regulate temperature. Really important for people like me who are always hot. Plus, their jeans are antimicrobial, so you can wear them more and more in between washes, because I never wash mine anyway, and they still stay fresh. I know you'll love Doer as much as we do. Time to get yourself a pair. Like a pair of jeans. Not a pair.
I thought you said bear.
Yeah. Oh, no. Doer.ca/SDP. You're going to get 15% off your first order. Again, it's DUER.ca/SDP. 15% off. Doer.ca/SDP. So, my next question is, does everybody owe Bill Guerin an apology?
Yeah, the Americans.
Well, we weren't critical of him. We loved it until we didn't win.
I mean,
does Caulfield, Robertson not being there? Yeah, JT Miller didn't have a point. I don't know if Vinny Trocheck did either.
yeah, but he was a big part of the PK.
But he won.
Yeah.
He won.
No, Bill Guewvin gets all the credit he deserves for creating a gold medal team. As much as we want Jason Robertson, we think Jason Robertson should have been there. They won without him. They made the right call.
Stamkos should have been there in 2010. No one cares.
Yeah. At the end of the day, the results are the results. And if the results are you won gold, it's hard to question the strategy you came into it with.
Do you remember the controversy with the 2014 Canadian roster?
No.
Adam, do you?
No.
Martin St. Louis was the reigning MVP and they left him at home.
Oh, yeah, and that poisoned his relationship with Tampa.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I do remember.
And then he ended up going because he was an injury replacement.
Yeah.
Reigning scoring title winner, or he might not have been MVP. I think he won the scoring title.
And
won
then
the Art Ross.
promptly asked for a trade.
Yeah, because he was upset at that situation.
Why wouldn't he be? Does anyone remember? Oh, well, I'm sure Rangers fans remember and Bolts fans remember. Canadians? Gives a shit.
Yeah.
They won.
I think about Adam Fox and how his own GM or own head coach hates him and doesn't want him on the roster. And
Hey, Drury
it doesn't
was the
matter
assistant
anymore.
GM too, right?
Right? Yeah, like there's a lot of Rangers management there with Team USA, and all of them
Quinn.
were like, hey, we're not going to consider Adam Fox, even though he wouldn't have been able to play because of the injury that he's still, I think, working through. So it was kind of, okay, the point doesn't matter, but he was never up for consideration even when he was healthy, which is crazy to think about from his own head coach and general manager.
He didn't just not make the team. He did not make the team. Like
He didn't make the whiteboard in their room when they're talking about
With the magnets.
Yeah, he wasn't on a magnet
No, he was on a piece of paper that they threw at the wall and
and
fell
spit on.
limply to the floor.
Am I crazy to think that Adam Fox is low-key one of the next superstar to shake loose from a team? I think he would do really well with a change. Like Quinn Hughes 6 months ago, if I told you Quinn Hughes is getting traded, you'd be like, yeah, maybe in a couple years. Not this fall. I think Adam Fox should get traded.
I think the situation...
I think that might be a good thing for both sides, and I hope the Leafs get him.
Decisions happen quickly when the situation changes quickly. I think Quinn's situation changed quickly, and it made sense to trade him when they did. Fox? I mean, if I'm the Rangers, I probably don't move him. Who the hell are you replacing him with?
I know. I don't think the Rangers are long for this world in terms of this roster.
Well,
I don't
They
think-
seem to hate it, which is odd because it did really well, and then they went "Rah!" and just snapped it. They broke it over their knee like Bane and threw it down the gutter of Wayne Manor. And I don't understand it, but it's too late. Like, the damage was done well over a year ago. I think you're onto something. I just don't think it makes much sense. I think that's a phone call you have to make as a GM.
You got to call.
You have to.
Okay, so Bill Guerin gets his apology, and I think his apology is a gold medal, and he'll be fine.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Bill Guerin, by the way, Bill Guerin is now apparently going to potentially trade both Hlavaj from the Slovak team and potentially Wallstedt as well to get the assets he needs to go get a guy like Vinny Trocheck. Nick Waugh's name is out there. Like there
Those
are
not the same person.
not the same, but what I'm saying is
No,
that
I know.
do you really want Ryan Hartman as your second line center?
Right.
I mean, he's guaranteed a suspension at least once in the playoffs. Then who do you have?
Eriksson Ek's one of those guys where like you're so close to cooking there, but he needs support. He needs support. And if he gets injured, you're just so screwed.
I think Eriksson Ek is the elitist of elite second line centers in the league.
He's
if you have a
Swedish Ryan O'Reilly.
if you have him behind a McDavid, or you have him behind a whatever centerman you want to name that's amazing. That's your guy. And I think, and you can play, you can play him at 1C, but I do think
Platoon him with Trocheck.
There you go.
You have the talent on the wings for it.
Sure.
Or talent on the wings and
I wouldn't be
back
shocked to see the Rangers sell more. Would not be shocked at all.
No.
And the fact, sorry,
Are you guys going to be more open to the conversation about Quinn Hughes being the best defenseman in the world?
No.
Since we're on Minnesota.
He's the second best
USA.
defenseman in the world. I love Quinn Hughes.
Nothing about that game flipped a little bit.
Cale
Quinn
McCarr.
was better than Cale.
That one game?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can give you that. I can give you that. And I think Quinn was their MVP all tournament. He was amazing.
Yeah, but this is how it works.
But
right?
we're talking about best defenseman right now, even in season, Cale McCarr is still better.
Who am I starting my franchise with? Probably Cale. Quinn was better.
Who am I taking tomorrow?
You taking Quinn tomorrow?
I might.
Well, it's like remember a few years ago, like, is Matthews better than McDavid? Well, no.
Mm-hmm.
This year? Yeah.
69 goals? Probably want that.
69 goals. He got fewer votes the year he got 69 than he did the year he got, 60? How many? I think it was just 60 flat.
Yeah.
Like, that one, I think that was the year he won the Hart.
Mm-hmm.
And then 69, I don't even think he was nominated.
I think he was nominated.
No, go check.
Let's
go look. I don't think he was nominated, man.
Let's check that.
I don't think he was nominated. I think he might have been fifth. So like that's what it comes down to is over his career, has Cale been better? Yeah. In recent years, has Cale been better? Yeah. Who's better right now? I can tell you who was better at that
one game.
One game, and Cale scored too. I would say Quinn.
I mean, I did say the mobility of the American defense was something to be reckoned with. And he's most of it.
Quinn had more to work with.
Yeah, certainly. Certainly he did.
In the 23-24 season, that's when Auston scored 69 goals. Where do you think he finished in Hart Trophy voting?
I'm going to say fifth.
Fourth in Hart Trophy voting.
Not even nominated. The cap era
I guess
record for goals.
Top three is nomination.
Not even. That's insane.
He got 2 first place votes, 33 second and 53 third.
But fuck him.
That's a lot of votes. Sorry?
I said fuck him. He's a loser, right?
Yeah. Who was nominated?
McKinnon, Kucherov, and McDavid.
I don't know them. I don't know.
That was McKinnon's Hart Trophy year.
I have to say, I don't hate that. They were pretty excellent.
Yeah. He got more
140, 144, and 132 points. Like
McDavid got one. That's so crazy. 1 first place vote.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was McKinnon's to win.
The dueling 100 assist season.
Wow.
Remember?
Who voted McKinnon fifth with 140 points? Show yourself.
Take away their vote.
Kucherov, 11 fifth place votes with 100 assists and 40. Frig off.
It's the same people who are not voting Belichick in the Hall of Fame. It's the same dude from Pittsburgh who made jokes with his vote.
They're different guys, but they're the same
It's
guy.
the same shit.
Yeah, there's a brand.
Like,
right?
stop.
You fit
Like,
into a category.
You don't deserve a vote. You're supposed to be objective about these things.
Yeah. This is my one time to get back.
No, I'll show everybody. I know different.
You can also tell when there are certain writers who, it's so funny. Like, I wish more journalists would just admit that they're a fan of a team. Because all of them will claim, they'll all tell you, oh, I'm not a fan of anybody. I root for players, blah, blah, blah. Some, that's true. Others, I'm like, okay.
This is why I don't.
Just say you're a fan, and then we'll get past this, and I'll still read your shit.
This is why I don't tweet as much. I know what you are.
That's
like,
why,
there's so many tweets I see where I'm like, I know what you are. Well, you don't have to admit it, but I know what you are.
That's why I'm like, listen, at least people are like, you're a Leafs fan. I'm like, yeah.
Yes.
At least I'm honest about it.
Yeah.
This show is, we talk about the entire NHL. I am a Leafs fan. Steve's a Leafs fan. Jesse's a Leafs fan. Okay?
Yeah.
But if you're a journalist and you claim objectivity, which is impossible, and
you strive for it.
You strive for it, but it's impossible. And then you go, well, I don't care about the teams. Yeah, you fucking do. Yeah, you do. And I always can tell from those votes who's voting, not based on the performances, but some of these guys will fucking vote like, I don't like that fan base. So go fuck yourselves. I'm not giving you my vote. And that to me crosses the line.
That's why Matthew should have got the heart twice.
That's why when, what is it, McDavid got a 5th place or Kucherov got a...
McDavid had a 5th and Kucherov had 11
5th place votes?
11 5th place votes with 144 points.
You guys don't need to vote again. That's okay. I don't think we value your opinion.
144 points. Should I say it again?
Do you think he got those because he was a sourpuss at the All-Star game that year? What could possibly be, you have 100 assists and 44 goals.
Wasn't McDavid a jerk too?
The most egregious one that I saw come up recently was Ichiro Suzuki in baseball.
Oh, brutal.
He received he was one vote away from being a unanimous Hall of Fame entrant into the Baseball Hall of Fame. And one writer is just like, you know what? Screw this guy. I'm not going to give him that one vote.
Fuck the Mariners, am I right?
That dude's like, you shouldn't be allowed to be voting on history.
No.
Like this,
no.
A Hall of Famer deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, and you ruined the unanimous ballot. And Ichiro ended up taking a shot at him like in his Hall of Fame speech.
Yes.
Did he?
Which was awesome.
What did he say? I missed that.
I don't remember the exact line, but he like threw a little side jab at him.
I'm sure it was classy.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I love it.
But yeah, like that stuff bothers me.
Me too. I do think there should be some sort of driver's license for those votes. Honestly, I don't know what it would be.
To be the professional hockey writers.
Well, they released the ballots.
I know.
Yeah.
They released the ballots.
Yeah, they do. They do. That's how we know about the Pittsburgh guy who's always doing weird shit with his ballot. It's like, oh, why is this one guy always voting wonky? Could it be for the attention?
That used to be something I wanted, and I'm just like, ugh.
No.
I know what you are.
No, you still want it.
Yeah?
Because you want to know. You want to know. I want to know.
What do you mean?
Well, you said, that used to be.
No. I meant the right to vote.
Oh, the right to vote.
Yeah.
Well, why wouldn't you want that?
Meh.
I don't want that.
I think it'd be fun.
It's a lot of work.
What an honor.
It would be.
You guys do it.
It would be an honor, but it's one of those like,
that's how
your boos mean nothing. I've seen what makes you cheer. When you see some of the votes, you're just like, all right, is this really the group of peers I need to be a part of?
Every once in a while, you get, in this job, you get criticism leveled your way, whether it's direct or indirect. Sometimes you have entire articles written about something you said on a show, and they won't name you, but they'll be like, well, this is for the meh. And I'm like, I saw the way you voted, and I don't feel bad about it.
There's nothing wrong with being the weirdo in the room.
I wouldn't want to vote because I know I would do the level of work that should be required for that vote. Like, you should know all of these players on this list and how they played from game 1 to 82 and have a real opinion on everything that's on your ballot. And I would take up that personal responsibility, and I don't want that.
It's just too many. It's too many days of work for you.
The people who should be doing it, like, you should be doing that and that level of work. And I can pass on
Jesse,
that.
I would argue that makes you
my opinion.
That makes you more qualified to do it, because that's the philosophy with politicians too. You don't want to vote in somebody that is all they want to do. You want to vote in somebody who has better options, who's like, fuck, I'll do this for a bit, and I'm going to make the right decisions because I'm not going to hang my whole life on this political career. That's what you want. Like, and I think somebody who's like, I have to treat this is so much fucking work and I don't want to do it. That's exactly the guy that I want doing it, who will do it.
I know how much CJ knows about the entire league and about hockey and how individual players and have an impact on their team, and the way he can speak about any player in this league. That level is like what's required to have a vote. And like, he's a person who has a vote and should be a person who's voting.
This third liner in the Western Conference watches edges.
Yeah. You'll ask him about something. It's like, how
And
do
you watch him and you're like, oh my God, it's like butter.
Yeah. So that level, like, that's what you got to be. And
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people who have votes in these things aren't at a level like he is at.
I would treat it with integrity. Coming in at number 1, we have Bobby McMahon.
The LNHL, or the Little Native Hockey League, has its big tournament March 15th through 19th this year. And there's a link in our description. We've talked about this. Formed in 1971 out of the painful reality that First Nations children were being left out of tournaments beyond their communities because of anti-Indigenous racism. It started with 17 teams. There's 270 as of last season. It's going to be a monster tournament, 4.5 days over March break, 707 games.
Unreal.
So if you want to support, you want to be a part of it, again, check out the link. And this year's theme is empowering girls and women. So it's a great cause. It's a great thing to be a part of. And we love celebrating youth in hockey levels and at all hockey levels. But this one in particular is a big one. So check out the LNHL. Speaking of, let me run you through the Leaf lines at practice yesterday. Thanks to David Alter for these. I texted him. I said, how many people were there? He's like, you'd be surprised. There was a lot of people.
Yeah. No, people are always at practice.
He said, okay, so first line. No, you get your fucking microphone back up. No, you have to react to these. It's a podcast. You're paid for this. Okay, first line. And again, no Nylander, no Matthews. McMahon, Domi, Cowan.
Shit, yeah, dude.
Second line, Michelli, Tavares, Yarncroc.
This is just cardio, right? Like,
third line, Nyes, Waugh, Robertson.
okay, hey, that's a line.
Fourth line, I was happy to see and report, Lorentz, Lawton, and Dakota Joshua is skating.
That's great, man. Dakota Joshua was playing so well before he went down.
Yeah, he's been cursed with bad injuries, and he had cancer a couple summers ago. He's like that.
He has
honestly,
had a
I love
tough
this
go.
player. When he's at his best, he's amazing. And then you got, are you ready for this? I actually like this. Riley Carlo, because I think Carlo's playing great. Riley's going to play like Riley's going to play. McCabe OEL.
What's that, Adam?
McCabe OEL. Love that. Benoit Stetcher. Don't mind. Myers on the outside. Wool, Stollers are the goalies. So it looks like, at very least, healthy, put together.
I should hope so.
You slot Nylander and Matthews back into that lineup. Well, Matthews is going to be on the first line. Nylander's going to be where Yarncroc is with Tavares and Michelli. I don't know if Nyes is going to be on the third line, but I don't mind giving him a shot.
That's
spread the
about
talent
ice
around.
time. Yeah.
And we don't know when Matthews is going to be back. And this is pretty normal for guys that win the gold medal. Like, he might miss a game. Sundin did after the 2006 gold medal for Sweden because they're going to the White House, I think, tomorrow. Nylander, I think, has been hurt all season.
Yeah, he's the asterisk there
Yeah.
to me.
But OEL skating is good.
Yes.
I got to ask.
That's an ugly forward group.
It's pretty rough. Let me ask you this.
If this team ever lost Auston and Willie, we'd be in dark days.
We're back to 2015.
Very micro shout out. You're listening to a podcast. You care. Shut up. During the Olympic break, they called up Will Villeneuve and Bo Grew just to sort of give them some cookies, which I think is nice.
That is nice. Hopefully they get paid. NHL
Two guys who
paychecks.
super deserve it.
They got NHL paychecks out of that, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Good. I want to ask this, and I know we're going to have to ask it a little bit going into Wednesday, but the rosters are unfreezing now. A bunch of people are getting called up in other markets. Could be some trades, blah, blah, blah. We got 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, 12 days until the trade deadline right now.
Wow.
What if Darren Dreger's report on First Up last week is true, which is Toronto's going to wait to make a decision based on how they do in the next 2 weeks? Please gag me.
You should all be fired. You should all be fired.
So Jesse, I'm going to start with you because I'm going to make Steve's like the bull just in the.
If the Bull was just depressed.
What do we expect before depressed Bull takes over? What do we expect from this lineup? You're going to be there, you be around practice and stuff like that.
Moo.
What do we expect from this lineup here before the trade deadline? Can they be what they were for that beautiful, sexy little window for 2 or 3 weeks in January? Or because they've got time to get healthy, they rested, they can come back rejuvenated. Maybe Matthew Nyes' knee is okay. Or is this team just kind of a fart in a windstorm and we write the season off?
Yeah, I don't think you should be confused by any type of winning that the Leafs have in the next week and a bit. We know what this team is, and it's not good enough. Your goal this season and every season is to win the Stanley Cup. We heard Keith Pelly talk about how they're not there to sell jerseys and all that. They're there to win championships, and they're not good enough to do that. And Brad Treliving has to recognize that, whether you beat Tampa and Florida on Wednesday, Thursday, back-to-back, or you lose both games, the team is the team, and the team needs to retool, and you need to go sell the assets that are available to sell in the next 12 days and go get whatever you can to be better for next season.
Glass half full, they've won their last 3 games. Glass half empty, they're 4-5-1 over their past 10.
Did they win their last 3 games going into the break?
They sure did, because it was easily the funniest thing they could have done.
Oh, this is the Western road trip, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Easily the
good.
funniest thing they could have done.
Oh, I forgot.
Vancouver,
Edmonton,
Calgary, and then Edmonton second half of back-to-back. Of course, they equipped that one out. Hilarious. They're 6 points out of a playoff spot right now, with Ottawa, Washington, and Columbus ahead of them as non-playoff teams. And then you got to pass one of Buffalo, Boston, Detroit, Montreal, or Tampa. Tampa, who has 78, so no.
They also have 78 injuries. Hedman
Which
is
makes
injured.
them stronger.
Cirelli's injured. Point's injured. Hagel's fine.
Yeah.
Kucherov is fine. I think that's all you need.
I think it might be a repeat of 2022 in the Cup final.
What do you mean?
Tampa, Colorado.
Oh, yeah, could be.
72 points for the Habs, 72 points for Detroit. So
The Leafs have had one good stretch this entire season. They fired Marc Savard, and for 3 weeks they looked like the best, the 80s Oilers. And then after that, they were awful, and before that, they were awful. So I'm going to bet that this team isn't good enough, and that even though they win a couple of games here, that they are what they are, and that Brad Treliving needs to sell. Steve, you've been yelling it for 2 months.
the only argument I will sort of even kind of hear, I think I still disagree with it, is a guy like OEL who has term. You don't necessarily have to trade him, so don't.
You can do that in the offseason.
You could do that in the offseason.
if you want to do that.
Sometimes it's not your year. Let's pretend they're not nearly as bad as we're saying. If you changed, and I said this before the Olympic break, you all forgot, I'm going to remind you. If you changed nothing about the current NHL standings, except for you took the Leafs from their current spot, which is 20th in the NHL, and you made them 11th. 11th out of 32. Is that good?
That's pretty good.
Is that good?
Yeah, it's top third of the league.
They still wouldn't be in a playoff spot. Because 5 of the top 10 teams in the NHL are in the Atlantic Division.
Yeah, well, they're in the Atlantic Division.
Yep.
They're in the Atlantic Division.
And it's always been tough.
The worst cope is, oh my God, the Leafs would be second in the Pacific.
Who cares?
They're not.
That's not how the world works. They play in their division that they are currently in.
They're not.
Yeah.
You'd go 82-0 if the team you were playing that night never showed up. Guys,
Yeah.
you're...
The odds of them making the playoffs, 6 points isn't 6 points. It's the amount of winning they have to do and the amount of losing that the other teams have to do. The odds are not good, and it's not something you should be chasing at this point.
No.
And I know MLSE wants the $5 million or whatever they're going to make in gate revenue for each playoff home date, but it's not worth it for the longevity of the team.
That said, I wouldn't be upset if they bought, but it's a question about how they buy. Because, hear me out.
Listening.
If you cycle players out like a Bobby McMahon, maybe a Scott Lawton, although that would break my heart, Nick Waugh, whatever, the assets you bring in, whether you buy at this trade deadline, which prices are going to be high, or you buy at the draft, this team is supposed to make the playoffs next year, are they not?
Yes.
So at some point, you do have to try to get good.
Yeah, it's the retool. I wouldn't call it buying. I think we're doing the same thing of like, it's the Boston retool of last year, where Boston kind of bought in the same sense at the deadline, but they sold the important pieces to bring in the things that are helping them this season to be a good team in the standings.
Can I, I learned about when I was doing trade trees at Sportsnet. This was sneakily one of the best or most fortunate, whatever you want to call it, trade deadlines by a GM in recent memory. And it was Brad Treliving. It's 2015. He was selling with the Flames. He traded Sven Baertschi. Sorry. He was with the Flames. He traded Sven Baertschi to Vancouver for a 2015 second round pick.
Sick.
Second round pick.
Sick. Sven Baertschi got
Sven Baertschi. He also traded, and this was the big one, Curtis Glencross.
Oh, that got a good return. I remember that.
For a 2015 second round pick and a 2015 third round pick. He acquired two second round picks for that draft and a third. Do you want to know why that's one of the most impressive trade deadlines?
Because of how they drafted?
They made the playoffs.
Oh. Hey, all right.
That's good.
You can sell
and make it
when the move makes sense and make the playoffs.
How did Brad Treliving's tenure in Calgary go?
Not good.
What did he do after? Where did he go work after?
Oh,
that?
God.
Toronto.
By the way,
But that's like the media, though. That's the media's.
I don't think
NHL.
Glenn Cross played much more than after that season. Like, I remember him, I think he came to Toronto on a PTO. Like next season, like his fall off was crazy.
No, he here, let me look it up. That was the cardiac Flames. They were unbelievable. Johnny Gaudreau. My God, he retired that year. He got traded to the Capitals.
He didn't retire. He couldn't make the Leafs the next year.
No, well, sorry. It was the last. They got a second round pick for a guy who had literally nothing left in the tank. 4 goals and 3 assists, 7 points in 18 games. And then in that playoff run, which is what the Capitals got him for, in 10 games, 1 point. It was a goal. That's it.
Wow.
1 point. It was a goal. The trade was Jeremy Lauzon and another guy who didn't make it. That's fine. You still had the pieces. Like, dude, you are allowed, I promise you, to sell and win games at the same time. You've even done it before. You specifically. Does this team look like that one? You tell me, Brad. You tell me.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Maybe goaltending saves all. Stollers and Wall come in and they make them look better than they do, and they sell at the deadline, then make the playoffs.
Who knows?
Basically on goaltending. We can do that.
Who knows?
All right. Well, I guess we'll wrap it up there because there's plenty to talk about, obviously, on Wednesday, and that will be sort of a preview for the rest of the week. As Steve sort of mentioned, the Leafs are playing Tampa Wednesday, Florida Thursday. Get ready to drink from a fire hose because the NHL's coming back, and there's going to be game after game after game, so that should be good. Anything else you'd like to hit? I have one stat before we go.
Sven Baertschi, the second round pick, was Rasmus Andersson.
Hey, all right. Just one quick stat before we fire it off. In the medal round action, quarterfinals on. This is Michael Amato, great follow on Twitter. In 183 minutes and 3 seconds of game action during the medal round, Canada led 4.
Oh, not very much. 90 seconds.
Well, it's higher than that. Come on. Give me a real answer.
Well, no, they beat
90
Finland.
seconds.
They beat Finland. And, oh, no, they were up on the Czechs at one point. Where 15 minutes.
Jesse.
10.
6 minutes and 5 seconds.
There you go.
Why was my answer ridiculous?
Because
It was.
90 seconds.
6 minutes sucks ass.
You're intentionally throwing the bit when you say 90
No,
seconds.
because I was like, wait, did they lead against Czechia? They didn't lead against Finland till late. And then, yeah.
Don't tell me that roster couldn't have been constructed better. It could have. Sorry. End of story. Now, let's end it. We'll be back
You've
Thursday.
left 2 things out of the show.
What?
One, there was a bronze medal game on Saturday. You streamed that game.
Who cares?
How was it? I thought Finland, good performance by them to pick up the bronze there. I'm very proud of the Slovakian team and what they achieved this tournament.
Yeah.
To be back in the bronze medal game after playing in the bronze medal game with no NHLers last Olympics, 4 years, to be at the same level where you're back in the bronze medal game. I think it was very impressive. And the Finnish program, I did not have them earmarked for bronze. I had, think, Sweden in that spot.
Anybody had Sweden in that spot without Barkov. Right? Without anybody would have had Sweden in that spot over Finland. Without Finland missing.
That's
Barkov.
a pretty crazy miss.
Yeah.
Yeah, to not have him.
Totally. But yeah, I thought Finland played a great game. They took care of business. It was good.
They killed them.
What did you think? You streamed the whole thing.
I thought it was disappointing for the Slovaks. There's like 7 NHLers, and none of them are crazy big stars except for Slavkovsky, who comes in and out of being a star in Montreal. He was phenomenal in the tournament. Held basically until like garbage time, held basically off the score sheet, not much going. I think that we talked about it on Agent Provocateur. Alan's former client, Miroslav Shatan, who Sabres fans will remember and Leaf fans will hate remembering, scored 40 goals in the dead puck era. Miro took over that program and apparently has his detractors in Slovakia, but he took it. You have to remember, like, from like what used to come out of Slovakia. Peter Bondra.
Marian Hossa.
I think Chara is Chara not? No.
Oh, yeah.
Back.
Yep.
No, he's Slovak.
No,
he's Slovak.
He's
like,
Slovak.
they had these friggin' unbelievable players.
Yaroslav Alak.
And then nothing.
Yeah.
And he's bringing that program back. So they were the Cinderella story of the tournament, Jess, to your point. But the Finns were so good in that game. It was unfortunate. I was hoping for a closer bronze medal game.
We will always have the Italians leading the Swedes for like 5 minutes.
That was cool.
That was so cool.
And Damian Clara. Watch out for him. Anything else? What was the other thing?
The other thing was Agent Provocateur. I wanted you to pump his tires. It came out just after the bronze medal game, and you guys went over a lot of the stuff at the Olympics. One thing I thought that Alan talked about was very interesting that kind of happened in the bronze medal game was the ice conditions. The arena talk, it never became a talk during the actual games and them not finishing the building, even though they did, in fact, not finish the building. They just blacked out half of the seat or a quarter of the seats that they knew they weren't going to finish. But the ice conditions in Milan were not good. No. And in the game, I don't know if you remember the specific goal, but there was 2 Czech players who fell down when nobody touched them. They were just trying to do a little cut and turn back up the ice, and both of them fell down. And that, to me, is little stuff that you can blame on the ice in Milan, where they probably have their edges there if this is a little better ice. And Alan, who was over there for a good, 7 days? And talked to the players. He talked about how that was one of their main complaints, is the ice was real shit, and it wasn't how the ice in Edmonton is, which is some of the best ice in the league, and how it was very soft and choppy. And if you are the best player in the world and you're playing at these like really slim margins, little stuff like that affects your game because you notice it, because everything you're doing is at the 0.0% of how skating is done. So I wish they could have got this thing done a little bit earlier for the guys there, and maybe next time in France they'll have better ice.
They said what do they say about pro players when the ice is bad? Their legs get really heavy really fast. So the guys that had the conditioning, that's why I say it's a young man's tournament, played more. The guys that didn't maybe played less. Alan, I'm not going to ruin it, but Alan tells a really funny story about the commercial breaks and how they call them power breaks and what they came out and did. There's a very funny story with a thermometer that is hilarious, and I won't ruin it, but it's actually you know what, Jess, I'm glad you brought it up. It is one of Alan's best podcasts. It's awesome. His whole rundown's great. And despite the Kevin Fiala stuff, the NHL is going back. They are going back. They're committed. They can't get out of it.
They used John Tavares as an excuse.
They sure did.
They're liars.
They sure did. Yeah. Anything else?
I thought the Olympics as a whole, I thought they gave us like such great storylines on both sides of it, like positive and negative, and that like you do the Sam Hallam or Team Italy, like on the women's and the men's side. Team Italy won their first ever Olympic game on the women's side. I don't know if you knew that their win there.
I missed that.
They had been pumping money into their program for these games, and they won 2 games this tourney in the prelims, and they were the quarters against America. And that's the furthest Italy's ever gone on the women's side of things. And on the men's side, they hang in 2 games. They score 4 goals in the tournament and are over under. Like at the beginning, we're thinking like, oh, are they going to score anything? And they have a lead against Sweden. That's really cool for a home country to do that. And it's out of nowhere.
They ran Philip Gustafsson out of the tournament.
Yeah. We were talking about it. I didn't think they were going to score 3 goals.
Yeah.
They got 2 in the first game.
And the second game, they break that, you know? And the Finland game is 11-0, but that's how we thought all of their games were going to go. We thought all 4 games they were going to play were going to be 11-0, and they didn't do that. You know, they hung in these games, which is awesome. And I think these were a fun Olympics with the NHLers back. It's a shame Gary Bettman and the owners took this away from us for 12 years, but I think we got a good Olympics.
And
100%.
12, maybe by 2030, there is no Gary Bettman at the leadership level.
Oh,
maybe.
That'd be nice.
I doubt it. he'll
it's just going to be his lackey, though. It'll be Bill Daly.
It'll be, It's like, hey, Kim Jong-un just got reelected in North Korea. Isn't that crazy?
I thought he was going to lose this time.
Yeah, you know, it was a slim 99% margin that he won by, but you know.
I guess that's where we hit the exit button.
He'll get a consulting job. He will. You know.
Did you guys enjoy the last 12 days or 15 days?
Yep. Some of the greatest in our entire company history, too. I loved it. Thanks to everybody that watched.
Incredible game, incredible sport. You win some, you lose some.
The Steve Dangle Podcast. Follow the guys on Twitter at Steve_Dangle, at Adam WYLDE, and at Jesse Blake. Connection complete.